On a scale from 9 to 10, how excited would you say you are for Clone Wars Season 7? I'm about a 10. So here are 5 things that we can expect to see in the 7th final season of Clone Wars. Number 5. Captain Rex, Commander Wolffe, and the clone commando Gregor take out their inhibitor chips. So the first story arc in Season 6, and honestly one of the most heartbreaking ones in the entire series, was when Fives discovers the conspiracy of the inhibitor chip. His friend Tup lost his mind, killed the Jedi, and died. Fives discovered it was a malfunctioning inhibitor chip implanted in Tup's brain that made him lose his mind, and then discovered that every clone had this same inhibitor chip inside of them. Not many people believed Fives up to his last dying breath. But that's the last we heard of it, until 16 years later when we see Rex in Star Wars Rebels and we find out that Rex, Gregor, and Wolffe all took out their inhibitor chips. Why? Everyone thought Fives was crazy. As far as they were concerned, case closed. So what made Rex take a deeper look into everything? Why did he take out his chip? Was it in respect for Fives? I kind of get that. But then how did he convince Wolffe and Gregor to take theirs out? And why? They're all in different battalions. It just seems kind of random. And how did they get approval to take their chips out? Kamino's science officer said it was dangerous to do so. So how did Rex, Wolffe, and Gregor command their Jedi generals to let them take theirs out? Or did they do it in secret? What were those conversations like? Show us. Number 4. Maul and Mother Talzin. What happened to them? I mean, we know that Maul survived the Clone Wars because we see him on Malachor 16 years later, but the last time we saw him in the Clone Wars, he had just been defeated in a lightsaber duel against Darth Sidious, who's electrocuting him and just says, "Don't worry, I'm not going to kill you. I have other plans for you." That is so bad. I'm sorry. But what were those plans? Well, a ton of stuff went down immediately following those events. Sidious wanted to find and destroy Mother Talzin, and he essentially uses Maul as bait to locate her. Mother Talzin is Maul's biological mother, and when he goes to her for help, he accidentally leads Sidious, Dooku, and Grievous to her. They all engage in a massive battle until ultimately Mother Talzin sacrifices herself to cover Maul's escape. And so even though we know how that story plays out, it's still an open loop in the show. And let's face it, who wouldn't want to see a battle between Maul, Dooku, Grievous, Mother Talzin, and Sidious? Yes, please. Oh, and not even mention the battle between Maul, Dooku, Grievous, Obi-Wan, Master Tipley, Aayla Secura, Mace Windu, the clones, and Mandalorians. They would have to be crazy not to give us that. Number 3. Ahsoka Tano in the Siege of Mandalore. So do you guys remember this scene in the teaser trailer for Season 7 of the Clone Wars? Ahsoka is back with a new look, but more importantly, a new friend, Bo-Katan. Not Sabine, Bo-Katan. In short, Ahsoka helps Bo-Katan take back Mandalore from Maul. And this is actually a super interesting and emotional story arc that I actually did a full video on, which you could check out right up here. So after you finish watching this video, definitely check that one out. Number 2, Order 66 from a certain point of view. The Clone Wars is great because it not only introduced us to other Jedi like Shaak-Ti, Luminara, Master Sinube, but it got us emotionally attached to them as well. These are other Jedi that we didn't see get killed in Revenge of the Sith, and as messed up as this might sound, it's probably a good idea to see our animated heroes die in this series finale of the Clone Wars. And the one that I want to see most is Depa Billaba. Although we never got a chance to meet Depa in the movies or in the animated series, we spent plenty of time with her Padawan, Caleb Dume. We know Depa gave her life protecting her Padawan from Order 66, but can you imagine seeing that? That would add so many feels to not just the Clone Wars, but also to Rebels. Because whenever we go and rewatch Rebels, and whenever we see Kanan, we will also see Depa from now on. We will see her sacrifice, and the entire show will mean so much more as a result. It would also be super interesting to see the reactions of some of the Padawans sensing their masters being killed out in the field from Order 66. So imagine seeing Plo Koon get killed and instantly cutting to Ahsoka, who is in the middle of taking back Mandalore with Rex and a bunch of other clones, and she suddenly collapses and just starts crying. And Rex sees her and asks, "Commander Tano, what's wrong?" And she says that she sensed something terrible happen to her former master. And right at that moment, the rest of the clones turn on her. Again, just imagine the feels. Number one more reason that tipped Anakin past his breaking point. I don't know about you guys, but not getting promoted to the rank of Jedi Master, even though you are the youngest person to ever sit on the Jedi Council, is not enough to turn a person to the dark side. It just makes him look like a spoiled little brat who can't have everything he wants right now.
What?
Having a bad dream about your wife dying and not wanting it to happen in real life, I don't think that's enough of a reason to just start killing younglings. Hearing the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise from his friend Palpatine, imagine you're speaking to a friend that you've known for like half of your life and they're not Star Wars fans. They just come up to you one day, "Hey man, guess what I just found out? I know who Snoke is." "Oh really? Okay, tell me who Snoke is, go." You wouldn't take that person seriously, so why would Anakin, a Jedi Knight, take a story about an ancient Sith being told by his politician friend, and then later when he reveals himself as the Sith Lord you've been searching for, why would you listen to a person like that? Dear Anakin, do you remember all of the times in the Clone Wars where you interacted with Count Dooku? How many times did you witness him lie to other beings in the galaxy and just destroy them? A lot. Bad guys rarely tell the truth. So putting all your eggs in the Palpatine Plagueis basket, what I'm trying to say is this: the Clone Wars have the power to fix the prequels in many ways, one of which is giving us more insight into why Anakin fell to the dark side. It's already kind of begun to do that by showing us the fall of his Padawan Ahsoka, how the entire Jedi Order and the entire Republic just turned their back on her. Yeah, that would make me pretty upset. Show us more stuff like that. Make us empathize with Anakin so that by the end of the Clone Wars, we're watching being like, you know what? Pew pew! The Jedi. I'm with Anakin. The Jedi are just a bunch of... So what do you guys think? Did Revenge of the Sith give you enough reason to believe that Anakin would fall so low so fast? Or do you want the Clone Wars to show you another reason why he fell to the dark side? Let's all talk about it in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel to see weekly Star Wars videos and more examples of how you can live and breathe Star Wars in real life. I will see you guys in the next video.